I don't know. It kind of welcome to a bold and distant future. We are the. What did they say in that document? I forgot. Here I go. I'm already messed up.
The resistance.
We are the yes.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Something like that.
Now you're cooking.
I was trying to find something, but I can't. In the National Security Strategy document, which we'll talk about at the end of the show, he refers to these organizations plaguing the nation. I don't know if that includes us. I guess maybe it does. I don't know. But what can you do? Welcome to a bold and distant future. Craig and I were talking before the show about how we each sort of handle the news onslaught and how our news diet is, and that's something we've talked about before. And I know Scooter shared out some YouTube links. Thank you for those YouTube links.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At least one of those is pretty eccentric, and the other one is actually pretty funny. But yeah.
May I put them on the screen now at this point?
If you'd like.
Okay, I'll do that. Well, I was in a Barnes & Noble, and someone did a very interesting act of, I don't know what they call, like an ad buster kind of thing, where they move the magazines around in the magazine rack to make a statement.
Nice.
I thought that was pretty creative.
That is actually quite good.
And you can do that too. Go to your local Barnes & Noble now and make that happen. That could be a trend. One thing I looked into a little bit more deeply was this book called The Camp of Saints that Scooter brought up by Jean Raspail. Raspail? I'm probably mispronouncing his name. Interesting book, written in the 70s, as Scooter has said before, but it's become sort of a controversial book. I guess it is a controversial book. Written in 1973. French dystopian novel that depicts a mass migration of impoverished people from the Third World to Europe, leading to the collapse of Western civilization. So you can see some people see this book as prophetic, and then others
So in other words, you're talking about retirees in the U.S. getting out of here and going to Europe?
Could be, yeah. That's a little collapse Western, Americans in Europe.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You got it in one.
So do I read this book? A, that's my first question. And B, if a friend of mine has this book in their home, away, or do I leave, or what do I do?
Well, if it's any help, I haven't read it.
Okay.
I know enough about it where I really don't feel the need. It's good to know it's out there, and it's good to know that it's having a fairly significant impact. I discovered this book on an alt-right website based in Europe.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there is, it hadn't really hit the States yet, but a lot of the stuff that's been gestating in Europe has essentially come, to Bethlehem to be born here in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah. That's Yates, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Just thought who is a really interesting and not altogether likable person.
Really?
Sorry, I'm distracting. Go ahead.
I would love if you share what poem that comes from. What poem it is. Do you remember?
It's the one where the beast is heading off to Bethlehem. It's the sinner cannot hold, whatever poem that is.
Slouching toward Bethlehem.
Yes, there you go.
Ah.
Well, I think you can use it. I think it's out of copyright.
I think so. That's one of the side projects on this channel, is to put up literature. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is all over the media these days. She was on 60 Minutes, and she was on PBS News, and now she's backtracking, and it just seems like, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing, but people are loving her, denouncing Trump in public, Do we care?
A bit like Rasputin,
Yeah, it is.
whining about the Tsar.
Yeah. But it might be the first of several who have the confidence to, or that are willing to roll the dice and see how their dissent might give them opportunity.
She has already stated in no uncertain terms she's not running for president.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I don't think that would really work out, but it is interesting. I mean, she was one of the people I would never predict to go against Trump, but there she is.
Yeah.
She's a conspiracy theorist, and the Epstein files are, bread and butter for conspiracy theorists right now.
Hey, well, this happened in the UK.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Two protesters threw apple crumble and custard at the Crown Jewels in the Tower of London. And they work for an organization called Take Back Power, or they represent that group. Interesting forms of protest happening in Europe. It's destructive to a degree. It gets the media attention. I'm sure they pay a fine, or maybe they're jailed for a certain amount of time, but it builds their brand. This kind of activism seems to be more popular in Europe and makes the news.
Is there significance to the apple crumble and custard?
I don't know, but their sign at the bottom says "Democracy has crumbled."
I didn't make that.
I didn't catch that till later either. But that's one of the reasons. But I don't get the custard. Maybe.
Well, they like to have custard on stuff. You ever had spotted dick?
No.
Once, but it cleared up.
Yeah.
I like the T-shirt.
Yeah, I do too.
Take Back Power is a nonviolent civil resistance group in the UK. We aim to put 99% in charge through citizen assemblies. It's a good thing to go to their website, check it out, stop and pause and catch some of those web addresses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love this one. Yeah.
I love this too, but I was like, this is AI, and I will put a disclaimer up, this is AI if you haven't figured that out. But is this the direction that we want to be pushing? Is this
No.
I kind of feel guilty about it. I mean, for even putting it on the show. But how should I feel? How do you guys feel about this kind of meme?
I think it's appropriate. Quite frankly, I think that what's going on with Venezuela is completely over the top, and it should be classified as a war crime, and it should be prosecuted. But of course, It's not going to be because there's too many sycophants backing this whole crew up.
So who's missing in the photo?
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Elon Musk, J.D. Vance? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
J.D. Vance, yeah, of course.
Or Marco Rubio.
That's true.
For, I would say, inciting the Venezuela conflict.
Good point. J.D. Vance might have been there, but he's really short, as you've seen on the South Park.
Yeah, he's down below. Hello, boss. That's great. Yeah.
Apparently, a new
great
episode broke last night that I really want to see. There was some still shots from it. I was going, oh my God.
Oh, that's nice. I have to watch that this afternoon.
I don't have subscriptions to anything that allows me to get in, so I have to wait for clips to show up on YouTube or wherever.
Yeah, South Park's really carrying the banner right now.
You got it.
Yeah, they're unforgiving in their satire. Man, it's really intense. But it's a release, and I think we need it. Some of us need it,
But what's interesting to me? Isn't that being carried by Paramount Plus?
Yes, it is, and there's a whole story behind that.
Yeah, so how is it that they're managing to get away with that while Colbert was told he's history?
Mm-hmm.
That is
I'm going to have
interesting.
to go back and take a look, but I know that, one of the episodes from the last season dealt with the whole Paramount thing. I'm going to have to go back and take another look. But essentially, they had a deal with the Trump administration in order to allow them to go forward with a merger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And South Park takes them to task for that. And they talk about the whole free speech aspect of canceling Colbert. When I say talk about, they just, take a handful of feces and throw it in a general direction.
I was going to say shred it.
Well, Trump Jr. scored a big win, $620 million for his company. Did you hear about that one?
No.
Very strange. Anyway, it's out there. And did Hunter Biden ever get that much cash? I don't think he did.
I was going to say, did he have to give his dad a bribe to get the contract?
Yeah.
Isn't that how you come in and lay it at his feet, and then he grants whatever?
I don't know how that works, but to give these big
The golden apple or whatever the hell.
to give these big Pentagon deals to in-laws just seems kind of wrong.
I'm sure it was an open process, though, Roy. Don't you think?
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I'm sure the bids were put out.
Openly corrupt. Man,
Thank you.
horrible.
I like Heather Cox Richardson's take on what we've actually been seeing, which is now we just have a full, unbridled kleptocracy. Maybe we were inching toward, fascism. Maybe we were inching toward oligarchies, but now we see its true nature. It's just enrich your crony, and then who cares what happens after? So at least finally we begin to understand the absence of any depth in this movement. It is just as superficial and as cruel as could be.
Yeah, well, here's the new episode of Who is Worse.
Great.
The first woman up is Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez de Remer, I think if I'm saying her name right. Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Brooke Rollins, Secretary of Agriculture. You can see I'm putting all the ladies up. Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, if I'm saying her name right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going after all the ladies on this one. Sorry, I hope that's not inappropriate.
There's more?
Oh, yeah. The Administrator of Small Business Administration, Kelly Loeffler. Now, some of these names I didn't know. Some of them are household names.
Everybody on the left so far, I don't know.
Right. Director of
And
National
now one
Intelligence,
on the right.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh, that's Tulsi Gabbard.
That's Tulsi Gabbard. And who's last? I think Attorney General Pam Bondi. So what do we think? And I didn't put up Susie Wiles. So who do we think is the worst?
All that I'm going with no.
She's on her way out, too, from what I hear, via the drone. But I'd go with Noem, too.
Yeah.
Followed by Bondi, followed by McMahon. That'd be my 1, 2, 3.
Craig, was that your choice too, Kristi Noem?
Yeah. And I would think that the other four, are seemingly less relevant, which is where women have been placed always. But maybe that's by design, and maybe really bad things are happening under their leadership as well that haven't caught the press.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning. There actually may be significantly more evil going on in Mordor than we really fully realize.
Yeah.
The only one whose presence has been made known is McMahon, and all she's trying to do is disassemble the Department of Education, which is interesting considering she ran the Wrestling Federation for how long? Tons of experience in education, no doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll continue with this just to get the names out to familiarize ourselves and maybe to shed some light. But I'll give this one to Kristi Noem for sure because it seems pretty unanimous.
Just to pick up on Scooter's point, yeah, especially with the sale of public assets, privatization of park, federal lands, federal forestries, resource bases. All of that is largely going unnoticed. And that might be the greatest tragedy we experience for the really long term.
Hopefully a shorter than long term, considering that can be put back.
Yeah, good point.
But I think we should be taking bets on how much longer Noem will be around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard there was some rumor of her having an affair with a fellow Lewandowski or something like that. That's the rumor that I heard.
Well, and she's flying around on some government dime jet to do this and that, burning up cash like crazy. Thank God we're cutting the excess spending out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, Trump crowned himself king of the world at the FIFA.
Did you watch
Peace
that
Prize.
happen?
I didn't watch it happen. I watched it after the fact. But that is such a highly viewed event in soccer, football circles. People that love.
I love the
game.
way he goes over and just picks it up and sticks it on himself.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this. He might as well have minted it. He might have minted the medal.
One thing that's strange, if you look in at his hand, and I'll put a close-up in, he's got that bandage, which looks like it's concealing some kind of weird open wound and a lot of pancake on his hand. He was up there at this event, and it went on for, I would say went on for an hour or more, and he was also part of this panel himself, Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, and the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, and they were choosing, it had to do with the FIFA game kind of structure, what teams play first. I don't know if you saw it at all, but it was a big event. It's, I think, watched by 1 billion plus people around the world.
Well, soccer's huge everywhere except for America, and there's a growing I'd say, population of people watching soccer in America. However, it's nothing like the other big three, i.e. baseball, football, and basketball. Basketball to a lesser degree. I was going to say, this is hilarious. Do you think there will be a second FIFA Peace Prize awarded to someone else? Or do you think this is going to be a one-off? We can take bets on that, too.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
So,
I love the memes that Newsom's putting out. It's just like fabulous.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah.
hey, let's have a peace prize that we can, bestow.
Yeah.
The Golden Distant Future Peace Prize.
What a great idea.
Let's
I love it.
submit our entries and we'll have a vote. Tickets go on sale for the World Cup December 11th, today,
Oh,
if you're interested. That event took place at the Kennedy Center, which our history here is we've been boycotting the Kennedy Center since Trump took it over, but we will talk a little bit about the Kennedy Center event in terms of just what hit the news, but I do not plan on watching the event itself. I want him to have low ratings because that ratings are so important for Mr. Trump, so I'm going to keep them low.
perhaps we could get a blue wave of viewers to say they're not going to watch it.
Yeah, so here it is. Here are the nominees. This year's 48th annual Kennedy Center honors go to Sylvester Stallone, George Strait, country singer, Kiss, Gloria Gaynor, and Michael Crawford.
So is that the prize in the bottom right-hand corner? Those hands?
That's the FIFA thing. The larger one is the FIFA award.
Exactly, because the FIFA thing happened just a day or two before this Kennedy Center thing. That's right. No, this has been floating around, and this is fake. Mick Jagger did not get a Kennedy Center award or Kennedy.
That's not Mick Jagger either.
Yeah,
No, it isn't.
Who the hell is that?
it's supposed to be Mick Jagger.
It doesn't look like him. I mean, except for the creases around his smile.
But
It's
there-
an AI image, and it's not terribly well done. Even Trump's head looks a little weird.
Yeah, I could do as good a job in Adobe Photoshop, quite frankly.
Yeah, there's a lot of this AI crap floating around, creating a whole nother level of fake news. And it's disturbing. At least it disturbs me.
Interesting if AI, if somebody came up with a thing that said AI has to be labeled as
Oh,
AI.
yeah. That would be great. Yeah.
Because so many people see this stuff and it's like, oh my God, that bear just handed those guys in the boat its baby and then went to fight the moose. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I thought that was real.
Well, there was a big change. Maybe not a big change, but a significant change. They have done away with the rainbow ribbon that
yeah.
connected the medal, and they've gone to a kind of a stately navy blue. But of course, it has to be because of the rainbow's association with the pride flag,
Yeah.
And here I thought it was associated with Noah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Homophobic. So I'm going to continue to boycott the Kennedy Center.
I'm with you all the way.
And so
Hey, look, there's a rainbow on the medal.
Wow.
they have retained the rainbow on the medal itself, yes.
I wonder if they'll get around to canceling actual rainbows.
If there's any way they could, they probably would. Anyway, it will air on national television in the United States on the 23rd, I think, of December. It was already filmed.
I'm going to have to buy a TV so I can not watch it.
I like your thinking. So I did a quick check on the Predictit Market, which is a gambling site, and apparently the betting is that Kristi Noem will be outed, or out is not wrong, be fired before February 2026.
That's interesting. I
Wow.
had in the back of my mind that 3 months was the length, and then she'd be out.
So
Yeah.
is this firing like a preemptive thing just to avoid the scandal of what's coming that we don't even know about yet? Or is it, because we haven't heard, she's always been praised by Donald Trump,
Can we
Sorry?
get bets on the second item?
What is it?
Will there be another FIFA Peace Prize?
That's a good gamble. That is a good one. This was the first annual, so I don't know if it'll ever happen again. Well, here's the Wheel of Solidarity, and I'll just put that out there. We spin the wheel. It comes from the massblackout.com website. It's just a regular feature around here to kind of cleanse our palate and give us something to consider and think about, and a way to interact. So we'll see what happens when the wheel spins eventually.
I think maybe we should consider a nice resistance sorbet to clear our palates.
So today's recommendation is confound ad revenue by not clicking and scrolling.
Yes.
Good idea.
If we could all do that, it might help.
Go ahead.
So clicking and scrolling what exactly? On the ads themselves?
Exactly.
But what does scrolling have to do with it? I'm a little confused.
Well, when you spend time if you click to a website and then spend time on it, that's, you start to look down the page and you're looking at the merchandise. The longer you spend on the page, the more the time is accumulated, to show. It's kind of like having reviews on Amazon. You got 200 reviews on Amazon, you're golden. And if you don't, you're not. They keep track of all that stuff somehow.
So any interaction with an ad, period, is what I'm taking away.
Kat,
I mean, you've probably noticed if you click on something, like, for instance, I clicked on a new variety of mushroom coffee the other day, and suddenly my feed was full of different mushroom coffees. Holy crap. So you know that all that stuff is going somewhere and being fed back out.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That explains all the escort services.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Huh.
But,
Okay, world turning again. Blue Wave.
I'm with you. Let's have the Mavericks of Blue Waves.
Exactly. Blue Wave Avengers.
Well, this is the lead into the National Security Strategy document, which was released November 2025, and it's available on the whitehouse.gov website. You can download it.
The transnational aspect of the EU has always been, a bee in the bonnet of the conservatives in Europe, hence Brexit, for example. And destabilizing the EU has the effect of pushing the agenda of those parties who agree with Trump on this, and by and large, they are right-wing, like the AFG in Germany. We're basically Nazis. I keep throwing that word around, but in this case, there's actually a fair amount of evidence that they're they're continuing to hold the torch. As a side note, Musk is deeply involved in this, and there's a video up there which I will try to find and share that delves into his relationship with the AFG. Or the AGF, I forget which one it is. So that's part of it. And, of course, immigration is a distinct piece of that because they threaten European civilization, which is a code word, of course.
White supremacy, colonization, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically European greatness, I think, is the term they use in the actual document. I want to double check, but I think it is that. But isn't that group, the AFG, the one that Elon Musk did a speech at their event, but I think it was videoed in, and he was saying, don't be ashamed of your past, be proud of your history, Germany, and so on. It was a real ugly, ugly thing, right after I think he did that salute,
Yeah, it was a good old boy from apartheid South Africa. What do you expect?
It's an interesting document, and I'm going to put up the table of contents next, but if it's something we want to delve into further on any particular page or section, let me know and I can put it up in a future show. And the other question I have is, won't this just kind of go away when this administration goes away? This doesn't stick with us as a country, does it?
I really have no clue at what level of authority this is either produced or what it maintains. I think it's just like a mission statement, something they're putting out and letting the rest of the corporation know where everybody should stand on these particular issues. It doesn't govern anything, I don't think. Does it?
Good point. I don't think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, it's really a rallying cry.
Yeah.
As a mission statement, yeah. And see where, the corporations and the oligarchs and kleptocrats align themselves.
I'm curious how this aligns with the information in the Project 2025 document.
Yeah.
That's a good project that somebody ought to take on.
Yeah. And it's alignment or link to Christian nationalism.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a touch point in here that's really interesting along those lines. You want to give me a couple of seconds and we can talk about that?
Oh, please, please.
Go.
Okay. So let me just bring this up here, actually. All right. So on page 4, there's this statement. It's fairly long. It's a paragraph, but I'll go ahead and read it. It says, finally, we want the restoration and reinvigoration of American spiritual and cultural health, without which long-term security is impossible. We want an America that cherishes its past glories and its heroes and looks forward to a new golden age. We want people who are proud, happy, optimistic that they will leave their country to the next generation better than they found it. We want a gainfully employed citizenry, no one sitting on the sidelines, open parentheses, homeless, close parentheses, who take satisfaction from knowing their work is essential to the prosperity of the nation and the well-being of individuals and families. And here's the kicker. This cannot be accomplished without growing numbers of strong, traditional families that raise healthy children. Does that sentence remind you of anything?
That's pure Nazism. My God.
Are you familiar with the 14 words?
Is it a statement that Adolf made?
No. It was made by somebody, I wish I knew the name, and it's worth looking up. You can find it in Wikipedia. It was an American white nationalist terrorist who said this. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children.
Mm-hmm.
This, my friends, is a dog whistle.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
I mean, traditional is now code for right wing, and specifically a racist right wing.
Yeah.
And that's how it's understood by them and should be understood by us.
Yeah.
That is really interesting to me. It shows just how far these people want to go, what their end goals really are.
Yeah. This is Stephen Miller, Unblanketed. Yeah. Wow.
I think
you nailed it, Scooter. It is a dog whistle in a narrative form that is fictional but quasi-official and historical. Wow.
There's other things in here, too.
Yeah.
There's a statement about how we should not apologize for our past.
Oh, gosh. Yep.
There's other things that deal with culture and, anti-capitalism, I think, comes up at one point. I'll have to double check on that to be sure. But yeah, this is a significant document.
I'm looking at the 14 words on Wikipedia. It's quite interesting. The 14 words were followed by 88 precepts, so it forms 1488. The slogan was followed by another slogan, because the beauty of white Aryan women must not perish from the earth. Now I want to read the 88 precepts and wonder how they align with, say, the 5 precepts from Buddhism.
The number 88 is significant because I believe, help me if I'm wrong, that the 8th letter in the alphabet is H, and 88 stands therefore for Heil Hitler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I remember, 1488. If you see that number, run away.
Yeah.
But, 1480. I didn't hear about the 88 precepts, but...
Yeah, I haven't heard the 88 precepts either. That's a lot of precepts.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
I'll do a little browse and let you know next week or sometime during the week.
Be careful, Eddie. Your algorithm's going to go haywire. You better...
I know. Tell me.
Use your neighbor's computer on that search, okay?
There you go.
That actually happened to me on YouTube. I looked up one of these right-wing sites, and then the algorithm kicked in.
Okay.
And I started getting really, really strange YouTubes recommended to me.
Wow.
I had to work hard to fix that algorithm back.
Thank you for sharing that, Scooter. Appreciate it.
As well. And on a lighter note, now I see why the odds are in favor of Kristi Noem going first, because she's a brunette. So maybe not an Aryan woman at all. I think I understand this craziness.
We just shut down here and say thank you, everyone, for being here today. I really appreciate the dialogue and the discussion. And if we need to pick up on some of the things that we've touched on here and bring them in next week, let's do it. Thank you for your participation and your words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Right, guys.
Have a great weekend, guys, and
Yeah.
look forward to next week.
There you go.
Thank you.
May
Blue
free,
Wave.
may free speech prevail. Yep. May free speech prevail. Yep. May free speech prevail. Yep. May free speech prevail.